Samaritan's Purse Canada is a Christian international relief organization that provides aid and assistance to people affected by natural disasters, war, poverty, and other crises around the world. And because of your generosity here at 700 Club Canada, we've been able to support their efforts in Turkey after the earthquake left millions in desperate need of help. Well, Danielle Hartung, Senior Projects Communications Specialist, is here to shed light on the effort. Welcome back to 700 Club Canada, Danielle.
Thanks so much for having me, Lori. Great to be back.
Well, we really look forward to your update today. I mean, so much has taken place in Turkey. There's been so much devastation. Can you take us back to when Samaritan's Purse Canada first arrived on the ground in Turkey? Just what did they see? What was their experience following the earthquake?
Yeah, well, as your viewers would know, it was early February. These back-to-back earthquakes have rocked Turkey and Syria. And so we responded quickly. When we arrived on the ground in early February, the needs were immense. We airlifted an emergency field hospital and other supplies, shelter materials, hygiene kits, solar lights, medical supplies, some of these main things that are critical in the first hours and days after an emergency has occurred. But we set up our emergency field hospital in the parking lot of a hospital that wasn't operational because of the damage it had sustained. And it was really incredible to see that parking lot. People were being brought in, critical injuries just being triaged right there in the parking lot. So we knew that we had a role to play to be able to provide care for people and be able to actually have a safe hospital for them to be able to come into and receive care.
Well, you know what I love about Samaritan's Purse worldwide, but Samaritan's Purse Canada is just the quick response, the ability to provide aid and relief in really, this is above and beyond what anyone can do. So here you are in a parking lot, you've got all these resources. What were some of the challenges that, obviously there's many, but what were a few of the challenges then that were experienced as you were setting up and getting ready to respond and help people?
Well, obviously safety is a key one. So we're there to respond, but we are trying to keep our staff safe, keep our patients safe, those who we're doing distributions to. So in the days following the earthquake, of course, aftershocks were a factor. There's chaos, there's confusion. We're trying to work with the local authorities. And so a lot of those things are at play. And that's why, our team, we work with such incredible professionals on the ground. We work so closely with local authorities and people who are serving in Turkey. And of course, we cover this entire response in prayer, both those who are on the ground and those at home. And I know a lot of people, a lot of your viewers were praying for us. So we're grateful for that because prayer is always a key component to our responses.
Well, I do love that because, as you know, we are highly committed to prayer here. That we believe that's the strength behind anyone's mission, and we thank you for your response. We thank Samaritan's Purse for being able to do what God's called you to do, and our prayers are a way of helping. How else 700 Club Canada's partnership? We've tried to give practically. We've tried to mobilize people in prayer. How is our partnership supporting you and continue to support you in the efforts there?
Yeah, we're so grateful for the support of the 700 Club and your viewers. Your support has been critical. It has helped to keep the emergency field hospital running. So we've seen thousands of patients at this point, critical patients who were injured following the earthquake, and then those who needed follow-up care. And then we've also moved into a phase of doing distributions for shelter. This has become something that has been critical in the last weeks and will continue to be. It's winter, it's cold still. Many families are sleeping in their cars because they're afraid to go back into their homes because of the damage. So Samaritan's Purse has been setting up emergency shelter tents and providing some of the pieces that families need to stay warm, to be safe before they're able to go back into their homes. So that has been a key component that we've been focusing on as well. So we're so grateful for the prayers, for the support of the 700 Club, because it's getting our people onto the ground, it's getting the supplies there that are needed, and it's really helping people not only in the days following the earthquake, but it has been sustaining that in the weeks, even after this is out of the news cycle. We've been there to remain and to help.
Well, that's what I love is, I mean, here we are, two Canadian ministries partnering together, right,
Mm,
to make a
yes.
difference. And I love that your work is sustainable, bringing long-term help. Thank you for that update of, shelters and the realization that many people will or cannot go back into their homes.
Mm.
Is there any last thing, just challenges that the Turkish people are now facing that we could pray about here and we can encourage our viewers to continue to give to efforts to support?
Mhm. Yeah, pray for the people who have been affected. Of course, we're meeting physical needs. We're there to provide medical care, to provide shelter. But another kind of unseen piece of this, I think of a young boy that we treated, 14 years old, who came into our emergency field hospital. He had lost his entire family, three siblings, both parents, in the earthquake. He was brought in badly injured. We were able to treat him and help his physical wounds, but the long term effects of what has occurred, of course, really need the healing hand of Jesus. So, if your viewers could be praying for the trauma that the people of Turkey have experienced, for those who are hurting, not only because of the physical pieces, but also because of lost loved ones or relatives. And as we are providing that physical care, that's really our hope, is to also offer a taste of Jesus and care for those who are really hurting emotionally. So pray for those trauma needs as well as the physical needs.
Thank you so much for that reminder, Danielle. That is so true. We want the whole person to experience the love and the
Hmm.
presence of Jesus. Thank you for being the
Absolutely.
hands and feet of that. I'm going to pray for that in this show, at the end of the show. And I
Mm.
encourage you, viewers, as you're watching, you've heard it firsthand. Will you continue to partner, pray, give? Let's continue supporting the efforts of Samaritan's Purse Canada and how you can partner with them. Just go to 700club.ca. All the information is there. Thank you, Danielle, once again. Blessings to Samaritan's Purse Canada.
Thank you so much for having me, Lori.